Hey guys, so today we're playing some World of Warcraft. I'm going to be showing you how to effectively farm Ragnaros, so that you're not wasting any more time than you have to in this dungeon each week. Reason I'm making this video is because I ended up doing this in one of my farms where before this guy was telling me how he would use one character to set up the instance for all of his other characters. Like he'd go through and he'd kill every boss except for Ragnaros, and then he'd do this whole convoluted thing to get all of his alts in the same instance lock as that one, except for he wouldn't kill Ragnaros on that one. So, I mean, it was a whole kind of convoluted thing. It worked, but this way is much simpler, specifically for Firelands. So basically the premise here, I'll show you, you don't have to kill any of the bosses other than Alis Resor. You don't even need to kill Alis Resor. I'll show you what you do.
Insects, you dare trespass into my domain? Your arrogance will be purged in living flame.
Okay, so basically you zone in the instance, and if you did not know, you can actually run this dungeon twice in a week. Once on normal mode, and once on heroic mode. You can run any instance like that multiple times per week, if you go to the dungeon finder, right? And you go to like an old raid, say like, raids, like Blackrock Foundry. See how it has normal, heroic, mythic, and raid finder. This one, I think you should be able to run on any of these difficulties that you want. You know, once per difficulty per week. So if we go back and we take a look at Firelands also, it has the same setup. I haven't tested it completely, but it works for Firelands, but it doesn't work for instances like Icecrown Citadel, where it has the 10-man heroic, 10-man normal, 25, you know, that setup. But anyway, you come over here. You don't even need to kill these ads. You go ahead and engage the Major Domo.
I need to get closer.
Get him to start the RP. Now, when you're in the middle of the fight, you know, Alis Resor, she drops those feathers that you're supposed to use. You know, and the guys are supposed to fly up and kill her and fly through the rings and all that stuff. But actually, you can use the wings to just fly over to Ragnaros' place. So I'm going to show you how that's done. Now you can either choose to kill Alis Resor if you need to, but you have to make sure that you kill her pretty quickly after you pick up the third feather. You don't want to kill her before the feathers drop, so you wait for her to drop the feathers. 1, 2, pick up the third one. Now you need to kill her quickly, because you've only got 30 seconds of flight here. You can loot her while she's falling, and then you run over and you just fly over to this little palace here. You don't need to kill any of the other bosses, and without killing all of the other bosses, Staghelm does not spawn either. So you don't have to kill Staghelm either. And you want to make sure that you don't die from fall damage. But yeah, now you come up in here and you just go straight to Ragnaros. You'll have to kill this little mob that's right here, because there's like a barrier that's there until you kill this ad. But then after that, you just go and you kill Ragnaros, and you can try and get your corrupted egg. I'll play this all the way through to the end, just so that y'all can see that it is working. This is as of patch 8.3. So I haven't patched it yet. The date is May 27th. I doubt that they would patch something like this for, you know, a raid that's so old. I feel like even if they did know about this, I mean, why patch it? Like, it's old content. Why make people go through all these bosses for no reason? It's kind of like how in Warlords of Draenor, they got those quests that you can do to immediately get to the last boss of the raids, like in Blackrock Foundry and Hellfire Citadel. It's pretty much the same thing, except there's no quest to do. So I doubt that it'll get patched. I mean, I don't see any real reason for it, other than to just troll players, yeah, you don't want to fall in the lava. You will die. You'll fall through the floor, and you'll die. Alright, so now, because if you do not kill a List Resor, you can do this without killing a List Resor. If you've already got the Flame Talon mount, like I do, you can just pick up the feathers and fly over here. But if you don't kill her, you will stay in combat indefinitely, and you can't open the chest on normal mode. So, if you want to open the chest, you'll need to be something like a rogue or a night elf or something that can vanish or shadow meld to get you out of combat, and then you can open up the chest. Now, if you don't want to open up the chest, that's fine. You can hearth out, or if you're a mage, you can portal out, or I think mages have invisibility anyway. But you'll still get your loot in the mail. Now on heroic mode, that doesn't matter because he comes up out of the thing and you actually loot his body. But for normal mode, that's something that you can watch out for. If you don't kill Lilith's Resort and you just use the feathers and fly over here, just be aware of the combat. But that's pretty much it. Then you basically just run up here, and then, well, actually, you'll want to jump in the lava and die, because the portal that takes you back to the beginning of the instance does not activate. See that little portal right there? It's not activated. So you're pretty much stuck in there unless you hearth out. But then, you know, I just go and I die and I respawn right here. I go out. I change the raid difficulty to heroic now. And then I go back in and do it on my heroic run. As you can see when I load in here, you can do it on normal and heroic. When I come in here, he'll start yelling his lines again. See? So, yeah, you can kill him both on normal and heroic. So that's pretty much it. This is way faster and honestly way less of a headache than trying to, you know, get all your alts to, you know, zone into the same instance that this one character is in. You know, that was kind of a headache. It's definitely worth doing that for Old War, I've found, but for this one, you don't need to do that. Just come, get the feathers, fly over there, kill the boss. So I hope this helps y'all. Have a good day.